Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for being here today. It's always hard to be the first one, so bear with me. So I want you to sort of picture in your mind a 16-year-old girl fresh out of high school sophomore year, enjoying the summer in sunny South Florida. When she gets home, her parents tell her she needs to start packing because they're going back to their country of origin after having adjusted to a new language and a new country in America. Going back. Fast forward a couple of months, and this young girl, barely 5 feet tall and just 100 pounds, starts walking through the hallways of the Venezuelan airport. And her mother tells her, go get the luggage because I am going to go outside to get the person who is going to take us to our next destination. She obliges. She goes get the luggage, dragging it through the hallways towards the exit. And she's halted by an 18-year-old military boy with a semi-automatic weapon hanging from his shoulder. And he tells her, you can't leave unless you show me your passport. The passport her mother had taken with her, and she has no way of getting it. This boy decided to put a stop to her exit because he could, because the country's machista culture dictates that men can do and say whatever they want. And it's at that moment when many thoughts were going through my mind, and the one that I will remember forever is telling myself that I would not be staying there, that I would build a future where I would not be told or controlled by anyone. That was my pivotal moment. Fast forward 4 years, and I went back to Miami without ever graduating from high school. So you ask, what does a 20-year-old woman do in a country that is not her own, without a formal education, and with only a couple of $1,000s to her name? She gets over herself. And she starts working towards her dreams. So, fast forward, she starts working. She works harder than anyone she knows around her. She learns from every single job she gets. She hustles between 2 and 3 jobs. She becomes the best employee anybody could hire, until she's able to get a GED. And eventually graduate from a bachelor's degree. So today, I'm going to share with you the 5 steps I took in order to grow a successful business that you too can implement. Number 1, delegate. It's hard. But it is a skill that we can all learn. And when I started my business, I quickly realized that with 24 hours a day and 2 daughters at home and life demands, there was just simply not enough time for me to acquire more clients and grow my gross revenue. So I had to learn to delegate. So I started giving away the mundane task and the repetitive task that were time-consuming and somebody else could do better than me. And I started gaining time to be able to do networking, business development, and strategic planning. And my client base started growing month over month. 2, systems and processes. We all know that for any business to be successful, you have to have systems and processes. Not just to automate your work, but also to deliver consistent quality work for your customers. And so I realized that I had to do that in order to be able to do better for my clients. And what that did in turn was that it allowed us to create a book of procedures and systems that anybody we hire could be trained on, and in turn, we could scale up the business. The third thing was joining a mastermind group. Now, that might be a little bit out of the comfort zone for a lot of people, but for me, it was a game changer. I was able to get advice, support, resources in the areas of business that I needed growth. Being able to pick up the phone in the middle of the day because you have a business issue that you simply don't have an answer how to resolve it, and get somebody to answer that call and say, I got you, girl. That's priceless. We all need support. The next thing I did was build relationships with the community connectors. You can't grow a business unless you grow your connections. And now we've all been to the networking event, have the wine, exchange the cards, to then just take them back to the office and drop them in the pile with the rest of the business cards we've collected over time, right? You actually have to do more than that. You have to invest the time to get to know the people that you connect with. You have to show up to their events. You have to be present when you're speaking with them. And you have to show your support by also referring business to those connectors, even buying their products or services. That's how you build relationships. I also learned a referral system from one of our own members that I implemented in my business. And that has allowed me to always have somebody in my pipeline. I don't have to worry where my next sale is going to come from. So there's tons of resources around in this room. Look around. Get to know them. And the last thing, but not the least, profit first. As an accountant who managed multi-million-dollar budgets in my prior life, I knew from day one I needed to make sure I was profitable. And the only way I could ensure to do that was for every dollar I collected, I set aside a percentage that would be my profit. And then I spend money in the operations of my business, not the other way around. And that is the reason why I've always been profitable since day one. So, think of a time when you told yourself, that's it, I'm gonna do X, or I wanna achieve Y or Z. Look at where you are today, what you have already accomplished, what resources you have around you. And then get over yourself. Get the negative voices out of your head and start implementing the 5 steps to business success. Just like that 16-year-old girl, remember the airport scene? To go after her dreams? You too can achieve great things in life. Thank you.